Gary, for you, bro. Obviously speaking, you're married. It's been some years. How did you find your wife?
Numerology and astrology. Very simple, man. Like I remember when she came from Russia. So I was basically in the apartment complex back then, and I was hustling weed. So I was in an apartment complex, and I basically just studied numerology and astrology all day, and I served people, right? So I have like different levels to it. If you were a black dude, I met you in the parking lot. If you're a white dude, you might be able to come into my house. And the reason I did that is because like certain people try to rob your ass. Okay, so here's what I did. I lived in a penitentiary style apartment building, and everyone had their own like exits. It wasn't like a inside hotel. It's like a motel. Everyone had their own doors and stuff like that. So what I did was I hooked up everyone's cable TV. I basically broke in the locker box and I hooked up everyone's cable TV. So everyone in the complex loved me because I gave them free cable TV. So anytime there was any drama in the facility, I get a phone call, yo, 50 on premises. So, never had any issues. But the landlord over there was, someone the same, religion as me. Mm-hmm. And we're very good with money. And he basically had 3 empty apartments there. And he's like, listen, if you can sell those apartments out, I'm like, he'll give me a little money. I'm like, no. I sell those apartments out, my rent's free. So got exactly what I wanted. And my buddy was running a cleaning company where he would hire people from overseas and basically put them to work in hotels. And my wife, future wife, she came over there. I saw her and I'm like, okay, badass woman. But what's your birthday? She said it was 1/12/19. I won't even say the year because she doesn't like me saying that stuff. But I thought she was a Capricorn. But what I realized was it was backwards in Europe. So it's not 1/12, it's 12/1. I'm like, 12/1, I can work with this date. And basically locked it down at that point. I did what I had to do. But at the end of the day, she was a loyal one, and I was looking for a loyal one. That was the most important. Find someone who's extremely loyal, because I don't want to go to jail for cutting anybody, bro. I don't want to do that, man. I don't want to do that domestic violence shit. So I'd rather find someone who's loyal, someone's not going to get me in that mindset. Because, bro, like I know Scorpios are vindictive, but snakes are too. And there's a reason Scorpio and snake both start with S, the 2 most vindictive signs, not to mention the 2 most sexual signs. It is what it is. That's the interesting thing about it. Like, say you're a Capricorn snake. Snakes are very, very sexual, but a Capricorn's prude as fuck. So that's a good mix.
Yeah.
It is what it is, man. That's why when you tell me to go to the clubs with you, I'm like, cool, bro.
So what sign would you never date?
I don't think there's a
Virgo.
Yeah. I was just about to say Virgo.
Okay, 4K.
Virgo.
Right.
4K.
In my experience, Virgo has been like the best. They possess a lot of qualities I do appreciate, but then they possess a lot of qualities I do not appreciate. And the ones I don't appreciate outweigh the pros.
Nags.
Yeah.
Perfectionist.
There was like 2 that you don't appreciate.
I would say gaslighting, hyper criticism, and passive aggressive.
Virgo is the only sign that is like a woman. You understand? So even the men, they kind of bitch and nag all the time, sassy, bro.
Yeah,
they bitch and nag all the time. It's always an issue. They're gonna find some reason to fucking be unhappy all the time, man.
Damn.
Hell no. Listen, I appreciate Virgo women because they got those nice bellies. They definitely got like nice little stomachs over there, like athletes. But there's nothing else I like about them. So, it is what it is. But no, listen, they're smart people, but they're not as smart as they think they are. That's a big problem with Virgos. Like, you're not Capricorns. Okay? You might be smart because you're an Earth sign, but you're still in the bottom of the barrel when it comes to Earth signs. The Capricorns over here, the Virgos over here. It is what it is. But they are smart. They're just, it's like, say you have a Michael Jordan and then you have like a guy below him. Okay? The Virgo's that guy below him. But he's always bitching like he's better than number 1.
Damn.
Nah, bro. Come on, man. Know your role.
Play it smart. Christina, what sign would you not date?
I only really look at the Chinese Zodiac, so I'd stay away from a rat.
Rat.
Yeah, that's...
enemy sign?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You've seen that in real life not work out too well.
Definitely.
Now I'm so curious to learn more about cats and like...
Remember I told you 2023 was not a good year? Cat year.
Yeah.
Make sense?
No, totally makes sense in that aspect.
And I would say you probably had some issues in 2011 too. 2011 was a cat year. That's probably when you had a lot of shit not go your way.
I will have to reflect on that. I was a teenager.
You're about 17, 18 years old. Maybe a senior in high school.
Yeah, I dropped out of high school at the time.
There you go.
Learning wasn't my thing. I'm like, I don't want to do this.
No, learning the garbage they teach you in school wasn't your thing. Let's get it right.
How many tats do you have?
I
Me?
have about maybe like 14, 15.
You have what?
About 15 tattoos.
Where?
They're like in different placements all over my body.
Damn.
Yeah, I got the majority of them.
You have a Scorpio on you? You have a Scorpio?
I do.
What?
That is the one thing about Scorpios.
He never misses.
That's the one thing I've seen about Scorpio women. They love that Scorpio tattoo. They love it, bro.
Damn.
They absolutely a Scorpio woman wants you to know she's a Scorpio.
What about the butterfly?
You have a butterfly?
I don't have a butterfly.
Okay.
We're broke a stereotype over here.
There you go.
No,
Good stuff.
not broken,
How
but
many
you know.
tattoos do you have?
One,
Okay. Oh, yeah, right here.
my only tattoo. It was a thank you and a memorial piece to a friend. that was
Just
also a
remember,
33.
guys, if she has a butterfly tattoo, there's a good chance she's a possessed whore.
And she gonna fly away, nigga, at some point. Okay.
You know what this one is, right?
We'll do some chats real quick. We got some more chats here.
All right, let's go.
We got
And by
you-
the way, we got about 10 minutes left in the program. If
Fact.
you want super chat, 98. And then we're going to get back to the ladies. Let's go.
We got Yoav, March 4th, 2005. I don't know what kind of work I want to do. I'm a 5 life path and got Jupiter in Libra. Should I be a streamer?
I mean, fives are good entertainers, but I would say like maybe be a pilot. You know, fives do best when they're traveling. And what better job than to be a pilot? I've seen fives flourish at being pilots. The one thing you have going for you, or you have a couple, but your energy matches the United States of America. America's found in the 4th. You're born in the 4th. You are a 5 life path nation. America's a 5 life path nation. How does that work for America? 4 is the number of law and order. How many times have you come back inside America and you notice the police presence?
Oh, a lot.
Yeah, you go to other countries, you don't notice that shit.
No.
Maybe there's one guy with the AK, sitting around the airport. But in America, heavy police presence. 4 is the number of law and order. There's more people in jail in America than Russia and China combined. Again, that 4 energy. Then America's also 5. 5 is number of freedom. I can say, fuck you, Joe Biden. I'm not getting arrested. I can be very vulgar. I can say this and that, and I will not be arrested because America has that free speech element too. So again, it's like 2 different worlds here.
Yeah.
1, or if you get caught up in the system, you're cooked. 2, more freedom than any other place in the world. You have that energy within you. You should thrive in this country. What I would say for you is you're not as crazy as most 5s, just, gung-ho and shit like that, but you're not as consistent as most 4s. Control your, I'm not going to say emotion, control your sensitivity. You control your sensitivity, you'll be fine. I encourage you to find a job where you travel quite often. Next.
We have right above that one. Let me see.
Yeah, there's one above that.
We got Eric McKenzie. Birthday is January 22nd, 2002. Man. And a woman.
Can you see if that's a snake or a horse, Nobel? And thank you to the Q app for providing that information.
Yes. And the woman is November 6th, 03. He wants to know if they're compatible or not.
My birthday.
Well, I mean, listen, we got a November 6th here, so let's start with you. Would you find someone who is a Aquarius, Capricorn cusp, but more Aquarius? Is that something that would fit with you?
For me, yeah. I really appreciate Capricorn and Aquarius energy. Like, I feel like they feel very manly to me, and that's important. On top of that, being able to stimulate me intellectually and creatively.
Nobel, what is it? And thank you to Q app. That is a snake. So that person might be more compatible to you than the other one. But it is what it is. We're not here to break stuff up. Listen, when I look at your birthday, we have a snake and we have a goat. So a goat woman is gorgeous.
Facts.
Goat women are the best looking sign. They don't need makeup. They're not the athletic body, but they're usually that classic petite woman. just a very classic beauty. And the fact of the matter is this: you're a 9 life path, and when we say about nines chase beauty.
Yeah.
How many times do we see this, man? How many freaking times, man, do we have to see this before you people put down your Bibles and Qurans and Torahs? Notice I always had the Torahs, so I'm not going to say favoritism and shit like that. I always had it there too. Put down your books and study this. This is what you need to study. As a 9 life path, yo, bro, she's a knockout. And I know she's good in the bedroom. If looks are the most important thing to you, and she still can have a family, she does have a 6 there, so she can raise the family. But if you're okay with her being a gold digger and raising your kids, no matter what her relationship is with you, then that's a good match. If I would say, if I would give it a 1 to 10, I would say maybe 6.5 at the highest, at the very, very highest. Quite frankly, I don't think you're going to be faithful. Quite frankly,
halfway.
Not to be mean, but I have seen a lot of November 6 get cheated on quite often.
Damn.
So it is what it is. But unlike her, who's a rooster, you have a goat there, so she probably won't be as vindictive because they're kind of soft, Roosters on the tough end of the Zodiac. Goat is definitely the softest side, man. They just smile at you and get their way, man. It is what it is. Brother, don't simp.
All right. Classic Mods 24/7. Sup, Gary? Male, November 20. Why is there so many Novembers? Holy shit. November 10th, 1985. I'm seeing someone that's born on November 15th, 93. Is she wifey material? Prior to you, I didn't want kids until now, but I'm thinking of getting either an ox, rooster, or a snake. Would you raise these types of kids in tough love or soft love?
Might be a little bit too late to get a snake. You probably had to impregnate her, but in May to get a snake child. So I think it might be a bit late. If you're looking for a rooster child, that's going to be 2029. Let's go to you. You're 8 life path 1 born leader. Oh yeah, you're definitely. You're an asshole, man. I'm just gonna keep it real. If you're in a position of power, you're gonna completely dominate. But you definitely want someone on your side, in your corner or something like that. You're definitely a loyal guy. You should have a good amount of money. Go back. I need to see the last one. It just switched up on me. All right, let's go there. And you're asking me if this is a good relationship. Yeah. I give it about 7.58. And she's born on the 15th, so she's going to be a good parent. I like this relationship, man. As a matter of fact, I think if you're around her, you're going to get richer. So yeah, I think you should keep this relationship. I like it.
Good stuff.
Is he asking anything else?
Would you raise these types of kids in tough love or soft love like today's kids?
I mean, listen, I get in my kids' faces. If my kid cries, I tell him, you better stop crying before I give you something to cry about. So my dad would not tolerate anything crying for me. Men do not cry.
Yeah.
My kids have never seen me cry. The last time I probably cried was when my dad died. So, that's about as much emotion as you're going to get out of me. I can scream and shout, but that's just show business, man. That's not emotion.
It's part of the game. It's part of the game.
You know what I'm saying? That's show business, man. People try to say I'm all emotional shit, man. No, I can turn that shit on and off.
All right. Nick Nelson again. W. Gary, thanks for the reading. You're doing the prime creator's work. I've studied numerology / Western astrology for 6 years. I need to know if me being born on the 182 11th day of the year matters.
It does.
And what it means, if possible. Also, relationship reading. Her birthday is 5/21/2001.
I will say it matters. Does it matter that much is the question. But it definitely matters. I mean, listen, if you're making a soup and you got the beets and you got the corn and you got whatever else you fucking throw in there, matzo balls or, whatever. If you sprinkle a little salt, yeah, it has some effect, but is it much? So there's a lot of stuff people look at, like rising signs that she will talk about. The typical Western astrologer woman wants to talk about rising signs or Mercury retrograde and all this other stuff. That's all bullshit. Does it have an effect? Yes, but it's very minimal. Very minimal. Numerology is where it's at because we can give examples of how numerology supersedes astrology. 3 is the number of communication. Communication starts with C. C is the third letter. And Gemini is the sign of communication. What is Gemini? The third sign. The number is in front of the sign. So if you understand what the number means, you understand what the sign is. The 3 and the Gemini go hand in hand. They really go hand in hand. If you understand what a 3 is, you understand what a Gemini is. Obviously, they have some different complexities, but it's from the same animal, from the same species. It's like the difference between a Rottweiler and a pit bull. They're still fucking dogs. So it is what it is. Now, what is your birthday? What's his birthday again? Can you go to the last reading so I can see his birthday? Because when you put her birthday, I don't remember his.
Yeah, his birthday is, 1 second here. Yeah, his is July 1st.
Okay.
1999.
I remember him. 9 Lifepath. Go back and down so I can see this one.
And then 5/21/01.
5/21/01. Damn, you love those 11. You love that 11 body, don't you? See, some guys love that athletic physique. He's one of them. They're like, it's 2 in a row there. Nah, bro, to the curb. But have fun, bro. But no,
Get out of here.
To the curb, bro. Sorry, man.
Get out of here.
All right, we're gonna be wrapping this up. If you have any more readings, you got about 2 minutes to get them in. Yep. I'll do this one right now. Go ahead.
Tristan King is a male, January 16th, 1978. Wife is October 20th, 79. Please tell us as much as you can.
Sure. You're obviously an extremely intelligent individual. When I look at you, you have that 16 energy and you're a Capricorn. That's a smart dude. You're a home and family oriented guy. You're a 33-6. Are you a pure 33? No. See, if you were born January 7th, like I am 78, you'd be pure 33. But because you're born in 16, that 16 becoming it as a 16 or as a 1 + 6, which will make you a 42 or 33. So you can go between both vibrations, man. I wish I could do it quicker, but I just can't. I'm trying, guys. Anyways, let's look at your wife here. Yeah, another snake, just like the last guy. The snakes like certain type of body types, and yeah, your girl definitely has it. You want to know if this is a great relationship, huh? Nah, I can't lie to you, bro. This is not the best. But your woman is a goat, and if you're there with her spiritually, it'll be fine. But you're not soulmates. I'm sorry. She's good at she's good in the bedroom, so that's kind of handled. She has the body you like, that's handled. She's an 11 life path. You have to learn to accept her emotional outbursts. She's also born on a 20. That's another piece of 11 energy because 20 is the hidden 11. So, bro, she's gonna be emotional. What's that?
Call him after.
Okay. She's gonna be emotional, so you gotta control that emotion, or you gotta be able to deal with that emotion. And quite frankly, you're born on the 16th, and you're a Capricorn. You don't want to hear this shit. It's gonna come down to you, bro. It's realistically going to come down to you. Quite frankly, I think you do very well together financially, and I think you always will do well together financially. And quite frankly, if you didn't, she probably went with you. So it is what it is. What I like to say about Capricorns is they're some of the most loyal partners out there. Like if you want a loyal partner, Capricorn, Cancer. Capricorn, Cancer. The difference is the Capricorn is the money hungry, greedy one, and the Cancer is, I don't care about money. Let's just make love all day, and love is going to feed us and shit like that, man. And, that's a whole different mindset. But they're both loyal. So I think your relationship has got better with time, but under no stretch of the imagination are you soulmates.